So in summary, boys,
there's a pre-land zone life and there's post-land zone life.
that is a very good way to summarize it.
That's
I'd say.
Kane for you. It's not mine.
So what came up for you?
Parker came up.
Parker came up.
Yeah, so I was crying and laughing at the same time.
Right.
And he came up and said, "We're all students." he said, "We're all students of Manos." He goes, "But here's the catch-22. What you learn, you have to teach. And the more you teach, the more you have to learn." And he's like, "Ain't that a bitch?"
Oh, that's great.
It's a cosmic joke. We're back. We've just made our way and arrived in Chavin yesterday. We've completed the lower world section of our pilgrimage, having visited two lots of 𝗣𝗥𝗨𝗏𝗜𝗔𝗡, the pyramids, and 𝗣𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. And coming into the first ceremony, I had set the intention about wanting to just surrender. And the theme for the last three ceremonies has been about surrender, leaning into my heart-centered power, and doing a lot of work on the feminine ancestral line. And what keeps coming up for me is doing my own healing means that I do heal that feminine ancestral line, the masculine ancestral line. And I think my biggest takeaway so far is just choosing love, especially in the face of power at a place like 𝗣𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, where power is offered to you. It's about what do you do with that. So coming out of the back of there, and traditionally with all of my plant medicine ceremonies, I've always looked back. I've looked back at trauma, I've looked back at conditioning, my ancestral line, and wanting to do any healing there. But coming here to Chavin now, I feel like I'm going to be looking forward and setting a lot of intention and doing a lot of manifesting moving forward. So I feel like every medicine journey I've done over the last few years has actually brought me to this place of now not needing to look back anymore, but can actually start to look forward. So my intention coming into the ceremony today at Chavin, 𝗤𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, the Temple of Chavin, some 3,500 years old, where pilgrims will come from all over Peru to this place of such spiritual significance, just to tap into that heart-centered energy and manifest some beautiful things. So look forward to letting you know and connecting with you on the other side.
Yeah, when we last spoke, it was before I started drinking the Huachuma, and now we are 3 ceremonies in and we're in Chavin. So the long bus ride's over and we're on the last 4 ceremonies. I mentioned about having an open heart and being able to take that all the way home, and I've been in the flow for like the 3 ceremonies. It hasn't unfolded as I expected, but I'm just going with what comes up, and so far it's been perfect. Like the second ceremony, I found the answer to keeping my heart open with the tree we visited, and I just saw how life was a garden and how we build our gardens and we cultivate family, which we call the garden. And the idea behind that is the family is the expression of love, and if you want to keep your heart open, then keep your family in your heart. And it's a simple teaching, and it is so true. The third ceremony just brought me to like a close of a 15-year journey where I wanted to figure out who I really am, and that takes you on like an external path, an internal path, and through so many labyrinths and obstacles until finally you're ready. And I think we all know the answer, but we just don't want to admit it. And it was a culmination that just, it was perfect. And this whole journey I've undertaken has just been magical.
Thank you for watching over us, Oh, Grandfather, thank you for watching over us, Oh, Great Spirit, thank you for watching over us,
You're up.
Well, definitely don't feel like the same person anymore. The last two ceremonies have been quite challenging and transformational. Yeah, we went to Chavin and we got to be with the 𝗣𝗟𝗥𝗨𝗏𝗜𝗡, and which was a deep privilege. And I basically had an experience where we were supposed to go through a tunnel of the darkness in complete black, pitch black. And in there, I basically like kind of shut off. I couldn't use my voice, go figure. And so I couldn't communicate with my partner, 𝗣𝗟𝗏𝗧. I couldn't ask for help, which is a kind of a big challenge that I have in my day-to-day. It's not always, but speaking my truth and trusting myself to know my truth is essentially the lesson that came through, because I had to walk back out and yeah, there's a bit of a disappointment there, but it's a lesson I had to learn, and it's a scary thought, not feeling like I've been fully honest with myself and with others. And so it's kind of like, if I haven't been speaking my truth, whose life have I been living? So I definitely felt like stripped and not really knowing who I am right now.
It's almost like your breath, like everything is just orchestrated perfectly. Perfectly orchestrated. So now we're sitting, I'm in Chavin right now, so we finally made it through the first three ceremonies, which is kind of a symbolic to me of the lower three ceremonies, the lower world. And we're sitting now in Chavin, which is absolutely beautiful. The energy here is just like relaxing and beautiful and very heart-centered, very heart-opening. And now, today is our first ceremony in Chavin, which is what Don Howard used to speak of so highly, and so like this is where it is. This is where the center of the Renaissance with Huachuma is, and the heart of Huachuma. And we're going to be spending the day out in the temple of Chavin, seeing lanzon and singing, meditating, and being in the medicine and connecting with whatever we're going to be connecting with, our hearts, I suppose. I think my intention for this ceremony is really to step deeper into my understanding of living a life of service to higher consciousness and being of service, and how to align myself in the deepest ways possible as I continue on my journey, on my path. And and also, I think in just embracing new levels of freedom, really anchoring in that freedom, right? Being able to rest in that open canvas, which is boundaryless, and just, that's what I want. That's my intention, is to align my mind, heart, spirit with that. It's clear as day. Right view, right sight, right intent. Right intent, once you align that, right words can follow, right speech, right actions, all that, but first, right understanding, right view. And then we go, carry the medicine within our hearts, take beautiful actions. That's what a beautiful life, I guess, is all about. Carrying our prayers in our heart. What a good life. Good idea. The end of the night from our Chavin ceremony, and I thought I'd do my best to capture my experience, what I know. But what's arising for me is in the temple, when I was in the dark, in prayer, fully open to receive, I had a full experience of being a black hole, for lack of better words. And this was an unbounded energy, and the best way I can describe this is it's the most free I've ever been in my life. And the freedom I'm talking about transcended everything. It transcended every thought, concept, structure, framework, light. It transcended light. It transcended time, space. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is. That all of that is nothing compared to the absolute of the experience of being in relationship with your higher consciousness. which is unbounded. So, I mean, and what it makes me realize is you have to decide how free you actually want to be in life. Because with these states of freedom, there is no structure. There is no real or not real even. That's conceptual even. Like none of that is even relevant. It's bigger. It's more absolute. The way I was experiencing it was in the form of a black hole, and to help me understand it, it was like it bends everything. It doesn't have any laws. There's no laws. There's yeah, it's like anyway, there's no laws, there's no boundaries, and it's absolute. So to actually hold that level of freedom as who you are, you have to decide if that's what you want, because you have access to it. We all have access to this. We are a black hole. Every one of us, every cell is, it's just everything is a black, it's all one. Everything carries everything. Everything is imbued with the same. But it's the decision. It's like, you have to decide how free you want to be. I don't know how to say this any better. But there's choice. You do have choice once you realize your whole nature and realize that you're free and that you can create anything you want. Anything. Like literally, it doesn't matter. Anything you want to create, you can. Like, they're in the essence of all of what we are, there is nothing that can't be created. It's already created. It already has happened, actually. You just have to tap into it. Yeah, there's no time even to when it's gonna happen. It's like, it's already happening. You just, are you free within yourself to be in resonance and in connection to that part of yourself and love it? And like, yeah, it's love. It's like just love. Like, but it's a really interesting thing to realize that you have to pick your. You don't. I mean, if you want to be unbounded, you just be that. That'd be like the life of a recluse in a cave. But we decide our boundaries. As we pick boundaries, as we create attachments, it makes it real by making it real. Your intention and like your belief in something makes it true for you, and then it creates it because because you can. And that'd be like attachment, right? So the path of freedom is about moving away, releasing, opening, accepting. It's like accepting all that you are. Are you actually free enough to accept all that you really are? And what I found beautiful for me today was I was ready to accept it. I was ready to accept all that I am. And it was trust. I trusted in that acceptance and surrendering. But there's nothing you need to do. It's like there's nothing left to do. It's just about opening. Opening. Oh. opening, 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 just acceptance, open. Yeah, and it's been really, I've been able to really understand it, like, to connect to this again, I'm finding that it's really pineal gland oriented. And it's really important, like, to not, I don't even know, but it's like, there's geometry and there's a lot of color, right? The colors, and there's 6. For me, when I really get attuned to it, there's 6. It's kind of like a star. Yeah, it's like I almost wish I didn't have names for the colors, because that creates a concept, it creates some kind of an identification, and it's like so much of it's about moving beyond that. You're trying to not, non-identification, to actually become it, right? You don't want to create a subject-to-object relationship. It's you are it. Like, yeah, you are it. It's not, there's no subject and object. That's a dualistic thing. You don't want to get involved with that. If you want to experience being it, you are it. Yeah, that's interesting. No subject, no object. And yeah, if you can, it's funny looking at like ego structures and stuff now from this perspective, because that seems like the first thing you just have to, you gotta let that go entirely if you want to be free, because that whole paradigm is a total distraction. It's a distraction. Like your whole identity system, in my case, I'm Brad Samuels. So, like, this experience had nothing to do with any of that stuff. It's not about that or this or your story. You don't need to tell your story. Like, if you're gonna tell a story, there's a much better story to tell, and it's not yours. It's not your story at all. Well, I mean, it is. It is your story. It is your story, but there's something so much bigger, and it literally lives inside of us. That's brilliant. Brilliant. To say the least. The land zone. Oh my god, I got some video footage of it. The land zone. The guys were laughing. There's pre-land zone life and there's post-land zone life. And I'm about to enter post-land zone life. I've already entered it. This is a culture that was devoted to healing and higher consciousness on a scale of magnitude that is, from an earthly perspective, it's the intention, the alignment, everything is in alignment with the stars. They were committed to receiving higher wisdom, committed to receiving higher intelligence. It's difficult to comprehend even the magnitude of how committed they were to higher consciousness, how aligned the intention. What is your intention? And if you're watching this video, what is your intention for your life? That tells me everything. It tells me, it's the only question I'm asking myself now. What is my intention for my life? What is my intention for my life? And for me now, it's because of new understanding, new perspective. My intention has dramatically shifted for my life. Who I am is different now. Who I am is such a fascinating question because when you're speaking words, you're really just fumbling around. It's funny even making like these videos. Like I can actually see myself looking at myself now, and it's so interesting. If you're interested in transformation, let your intention guide you to transform in any way you want. You get to choose.
It was perfectly in the center.
Y el portal blanco y negro
And the portal black and white
con la plaza cuadrada,
with the square plaza.
el sol cada 21 de diciembre igualito, lo divide en mitades perfectos ambos.
And for the winter solstice, which is the 21st of December, the rays of the sun hit perfectly in the center of the portal between the masculine and feminine.
Entonces, estos maestros eran grandes conocedores, como en la astronomía, en la medicina, en la arquitectura, la ingeniería hidráulica.
These teachers, these masters, were absolutely well versed in the medicine, in the stars aligning,
Astronomía, medicine, architecture, engineering hydraulic. Por eso cuando antes les decía, era como la Meca. Por eso es que venía la gente. Y dicen que venía por dos razones hasta acá. Uno, por reverencia al 𝗣𝗘𝗥𝗨𝗏𝗏𝗧, por las informaciones.
He was mentioning that this is the Mecca. These people would come from all over, and one of the reasons was the 𝗣𝗘𝗥𝗨𝗏𝗏𝗧 would give them information. ¿Y la segunda razón?
Uno es reverencia al 𝗣𝗘𝗥𝗨𝗏𝗏𝗧 y dos es las informaciones.
First is the reverence, and the second is for the information that is given.
Pero dicen, persona que tenía que llegar al 𝗣𝗘𝗥𝗨𝗏𝗏𝗧 no era cualquiera. Se dice que era dentro de esas 3.000 personas posibles en la plaza cuadrada, dice que eran solamente unas cuantas personas elegidos o escogidos y que ellos tenían que pasar niveles de prueba o preparación para finalmente estar frente a la gran imagen, al 𝗣𝗘𝗥𝗨𝗏𝗏𝗧.
From that square plaza that we were at today, about 3,000 people were gathered, but only a few would be selected. And in the selection process, they would have to go through these trials. And once if they were able to complete the trials, only one or two would be able to actually be in front of the 𝗣𝗘𝗥𝗨𝗏𝗏𝗧.
Entonces, estas pocas personas que pasaron ese proceso, salir del 𝗣𝗘𝗥𝗨𝗏𝗏𝗧 al exterior, eran como personas, estos elegidos eran ya llenados de conocimiento, Entonces eran como posibles líderes.
And the people that had gone through the trials and were able to finally make it in front of the 𝗣𝗣𝗥𝗨𝗏𝗂, when they would come out of it, they would have so much wisdom and knowledge that they would be leaders, become leaders.
Ustedes son líderes.
So with that being said, every single individual here is a leader.
Les digo siempre, no todos tienen ese privilegio de estar con el 𝗣𝗣𝗥𝗨𝗏𝗂 junto ahí. Siempre están a 3 metros antes, con todas las ganas de querer entrar, querer estar al lado de él.
So it's a really beautiful privilege that we all got to go in there today, because as you saw, there's the glass. So all these people will come and just see it from afar, 3 meters. But today we had the honor and privilege of being right with that nice.